All right, guys, welcome back to our weekly live webinar. We're here with Transamerica today. Mr. Jeremiah, sorry for the delay. Had some technical difficulties, which obviously me trying to talk right now is technical and difficult. But I just want to make sure you guys know. Obviously, we're going over the Express now. A lot more in detail this time, this go around. So if you have any questions, anything like that, of course, put them in the box. We are very happy to have you guys here. And we'll jump right into it. So, Jeremiah, you can take it away, bud.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Again, apologize for the technical difficulties and the lateness of me getting on, but I appreciate you guys being patient with me and ready to go this morning. So yeah, I'm going to share my screen here in a quick moment. Just getting a few things set up. We got a great FE Express product that launched. I mean, it launched about a year ago. I know I've talked to you guys several times about that, and about the product and all its greatness is what I like to say. But there's a lot of changes that happened even in the last month to 2 months, right? Including better underwriting and a six-digit code signature process that we have now. So a lot of things have happened here in a short amount of time, and some great things are coming. So not only on this product, but with others that we have as well. So I want to share those with you. So give me
Awesome.
just a second here. I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to be good to go.
Although we do like your background.
The with Transamerica having the pyramid out in California, I figure there's no better background than this. So
Love
even though
it.
I'm not anywhere near California, it's always a dream, right? To be able to have that view every day, right? So that's
Absolutely.
great.
I've seen some
All
people go out and it almost looks fake when they're out there, man. It's pretty crazy. I've never been myself,
right.
but I'm like, is that what I think it is? They're like, yeah, it was really nice. I'm like, it looks fake.
Yep,
It looks
I've seen it.
AI.
I've seen it a couple of times, but yeah, it's definitely looks almost that beautiful if you get it at the right
Absolutely.
moment. So, hey, Brent, I don't have. If you give me authority to share my screen, it said I was disabled.
Yeah, let me see real fast here. Share. Let's see. Oh, I can share. Maybe this is it.
Let's try.
I'm spoiled
Yep,
because I already have
there
it
we
set
go.
up when I get in here. Let's see if
No,
that's
you're
it,
good. I
though.
got it here. So you
Okay,
guys should be able to see my screen now.
good
So
shot, man.
all right. So I have about 30 minutes here, and I don't want to go too fast, but I want to get everything in that I need to share with you guys in that 30 minutes. So I want to make it worth your time, but also be respectful of your time. So, guys, for those of you that don't know me quickly, I've been in the industry for 19 years. I spent about 12, a little over 12 of those years with Transamerica, and the rest I was actually an independent agent out in the field, selling life insurance and med stuff and annuities and all the fun stuff. So I've been there. I've also managed agents, right? So I also ran an agency during that time where I spent a lot of time training and recruiting and growing agents, right? From guys that have never been in the industry, to guys that are selling six figures a year, right? So I've done a little bit of everything, and find myself back here now reluctantly, but it gives me a great opportunity with all my experience to share with you, what we have going on and some of the cool things we have coming up. So if you have questions, I can see the chat. So if you have them, type them in, or we may have time for Q&A at the end. Maybe not. Like I said, there's a lot of jam packed in here, but I do want to make sure you guys have my contact info and my team and our sales support team, right? I know Brand, Sarah, the team there, your uplines, your mentors, they do a great job of supporting and working with you, and you need to definitely utilize them. But I know Transamerica is a large company. And so when you have large companies like Transamerica, sometimes it's hard to find individuals that can help and support you inside of our walls. And I want to make sure you have that. So that's my personal cell, my office email there. I have two internals that work with me, James and Jason. Again, they don't travel or do any webinars, so they're for the most part available. But again, they're if you type into our box, they're answering your emails, they're answering your phone calls, they're making phone calls out to you, but that is their direct office lines and emails as well. And then we have our full sales support cast, about 13 folks on the team. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, if you need quick answers, like a quick quote or a quick illustration, or you need help navigating the portal, have a product question, or need an underwriting guide, or need something, that team is going to be your quickest way to an answer outside of your team at Eldercare there, right? That team is going to be the best as far as a Transamerica team is concerned. When you reach out to me, James or Jason, just know it might be 24 hours before we get back to you. We do like to get back to you sooner, but it might be some time to get those things back. But a quick turnaround would be the 866 number up top going to our sales support team. Guys, I'm going to jump through just this real quick. I just want to share, these are all the things that Transamerica has right now that's making our final expense one of the top final expense products out there. Right, we give you more opportunities for day one coverage with our underwriting rules. Right, we have an instant decision e-app. In 2 minutes or less, you're getting that instant decision. Our rates are still very competitive. Right, we offer high face amounts and better issue ages than most carriers. Ease of doing business with our instant decision or our new signature process is phenomenal. Our true Social Security billing and the ability to use a Direct Express Social Security card for payment is great as well. So a lot of these bullet points we're hitting for you, which is making our product one of the fastest growing and best products out in the market right now, right? Again, the overall application, you're going to be able to do, this says 10 minutes, but that was when we first rolled out, guys. Right now, we're seeing an average of 8 minutes an application, right? That's fast. And like I said, 2 minutes or less on that instant decision, and I'll kind of briefly show you where you can go through that process here later in this webinar, where you can do a practice application if you need to. The biggest thing on this, guys, I would say the biggest thing, but the differentiator, right, is our Everest plan. So Everest is a funeral concierge service that's built in on this product, right? And the more we put it out there and the more agents are sharing it with their clients, the more that we're seeing the clients actually want this. We knew it, but agents are actually seeing like they want more than just a final expense. They like this funeral planning, service that we offer on this. And give you some bullet points to go off of this, guys. Your policy owners are getting 24/7, 365 service from the Everest team and their licensed funeral directors. And the big benefit of this is Everest is exclusive to Transamerica, right? You're only going to find Everest on a Transamerica plan. There are other services like Everest that you'll find on some final expense plans, but Everest is exclusive to Transamerica, and they're a little bit different, right? And there's some differentiating things like their funeral directors on staff. That's a big one, right? To set them apart from other carriers. That's nice to have actual licensed funeral directors answering your questions in some cases. Right, but that 24/7, 365 service. They also have, will prep and healthcare directives. They have document storage, right? They have documents on the storage platform for you. Not only where you can have access to those, but you can store other information, like maybe other policy information, investment information, bank account, social media logins, right? All these things that your beneficiaries are going to have to go in, take care of, close down, all those things. You can share them in there and be comfortable that knowing that it's secure document storage. So Everest, Transamerica, we don't have access to it. You as your policy owners will be the only one that has access to it, and they can actually give access up to 5 individuals, which they can pick and choose from who they want to have access to that information, and they can pick and choose what information they have access to, which is nice as well, which is also kind of one of the differentiators of Everest. The beneficiaries get the best, right? Because that's who it really matters to most is the beneficiaries, right? They also get the 24/7, 365 access to the Everest team and their funeral directors. They also get access to what we call a price finder tool. And what's really unique about that is right? When you pass, when your beneficiary or your policy owners pass away, right? Your beneficiaries have to find a funeral, set up the funeral plan, all that stuff, right? Do you know there are more funerals than there are car dealerships in the U.S. right now? That's a lot of funerals in a certain area to kind of go over. And you got 48 hours to find a funeral home, right, to take on this funeral. Also, did you know that funeral homes set their own pricing? So you could go one that's 2 miles down the road from your home, and it could be this cost for these services. You could go 5 miles down the road to the next one, have the same services, and it could be more, it could be less, it could be around the same. I mean, you don't know. They set their own pricing. So what's nice with the price finder tool with Everest is that your beneficiaries can call into Everest, give them their zip code where they're going to have the funeral, and Everest can bring up to 8 funeral homes side by side on the screen for you and share with you what services they offer and how much those services cost, right? So you know that you're getting the services you need for the least amount of money, because we all know that final expense aren't the highest death benefit policies, right? There's not a lot of money to work with in some instances, but there's some usually. And this can help you find the right funeral home that fits in your budget. Everest can help you budget for that funeral, right? They're not going to pay for the funeral. They're there for guidance, support, and to help you put that death benefit to the best use, right? And then they also have an expedited claims piece to this. So with Everest, you actually get paid out up to 25,000 of the death benefit within 3 business days, which is a big deal as well, right? When you look at normal claims processes, a lot of times, even like my sister-in-law, took over a month for her to get the death benefit when her husband passed away. That didn't do her any good when she had to borrow money from a lot of people and even take a loan out to pay for the funeral. That doesn't help. But when Everest can step in and get you up to 25,000 of that death benefit in 3 business days, that's huge, right? Now, if there's any more death benefit, that's paid out at the end of the claims process. But we know, looking at funeral cost, that 25,000 is going to cover, probably 95% of the funerals out there. So it's definitely going to help you cover that, give you a little extra, and then if there's more to pay out, they'll get that out into the claims process. So a lot of advantages to having Everest on your plan. Again, it's automatically built in to the plan. So once your client's approved, they automatically have access to Everest. Guys, just briefly on the plan here, right? We have the FE Express solution, right? That's the product we're talking about. You saw it highlighted on the screen when I first brought it up. FE Express solution is the product we're talking about. We have a select and a graded rating for the FE Express solution. Your select, 18 to 85 issue ages. Minimum death benefits, 5,000. Maximum, which is key here, is 50,000, ages 18 to 75. So we go all the way up to age 75, going to 50,000. Right, where a lot of carriers start to tear down that death benefit around 45, 50 years of age, right? And a lot of them don't even offer it till age 40. And then we round that out by the death benefit, 25,000 for those ages 76 to 85. And then we jump over to our graded plan, which is issue ages 18 to 80, minimum 5,000, maximum for all ages on the graded side, 25,000. The death benefit payout's a little bit different on the graded. We do have a 2-year wait. So for the first 2 years, if they were to pass away, it would be return of premium plus 10%. And the start of the 3rd year would be full death benefit. We do have some riders in there that you can take a peek at. And we are in all states except for Guam, Puerto Rico, New York, and Virgin Islands. I know on the screen it says California and Pennsylvania, but we are in those states. Just make sure right now contracting is caught up and up to speed. So we are good within the 2 to 3 day turnaround time for those of you looking to get contracted. For the 2 states on here that we just launched not too long ago, Pennsylvania and California. Pennsylvania, if you're getting contracted there, whether it's resident or non-resident, you do have to pay the licensing fee up front. Okay, so that has to be paid. It's like $15. If you're contracting in Pennsylvania, just contact our contracting team or work with your contracting team there at Eldercare, and they can let you know, like they can get that form out to you. It's an EFT form, just so we can take the $15. That way we can fully get you contracted there in Pennsylvania. In California, there is a 4-hour, I believe, a 4-hour CE course or a training course you have to complete for California when you're getting contracted there. That needs to be completed and sent into our team, right? We don't automatically get that. So that needs to be completed and sent into our team before we can fully contract you in California. So a couple of different things there with those two states. Underwriting. I think I have about 17 minutes left, so I want to spend the most time on underwriting, and I'll show you a site where you can walk through and then give you some pointers on getting up and running with the FE Express. So underwriting is going to be the biggest, right? We make it really simple for you guys on field underwriting, right? If you're looking at all the medical conditions, lifestyle factors, height and weight, right? You're going through that and they're all select. You're most likely going to be select. If there's one graded in there, most likely going to be graded. And obviously, if there's one decline, more than likely going to be a decline. However, for the select and graded, though, if if there's things that come back in our Milliman, because I say most likely because we do run a Milliman report, which is a background check. So yes, you could field underwrite and say they're select or graded. We may find something in the Milliman report that might, again, keep them select, might move a select to a graded, might move a graded to a decline. It just depends on what we find in that report, right? We all know clients are truthful and they tell us everything and they remember everything, right? So, that was a joke. You can laugh if you want. But that's why we run that Milliman report, okay? So we make sure that we are getting all the information, whether your client's not being truthful or just didn't remember. We want to make sure we get all the information, also apply it to what you gave us, and then give them an underwriting decision from there. So let me jump out of here. I want to take a deep dive into underwriting here for the next 5 minutes or so. So I'm going to just run through this so I can set us up. I'm going to show you the virtual signature process when I come back on, but there we go. So I want to be there when I come back. So let me jump into this slideshow. Oops, not where I wanted to start at, but that's okay. We can start there and I'll jump through. All right, some enhancements that we did. Underwriting is a big one. So underwriting is a big one that we did. I'm going to jump through some of this real quick. Oops. There we go. The single condition charts, right? This is a big one. I know these clients, I call them unicorns with single conditions because you don't find many of them with just one. But if you do, here's where Transamerica is better than 99% of the carriers out there, right? I say 99 pretty confidently because congestive heart failure with us is going to be a select day one coverage if they've ever had it, right? And that's day one, select, level, immediate, whatever, however you've been trained in your verbiage is, that's what I mean. It literally means if you write a policy on a client and they have congestive heart failure, they're going to get select, which means if they passed away the next day, their family would get full death benefit. That's what I mean by select, just to hit you new folks out here on the call, potentially. If there's any new folks on there, to let you know exactly how we're paying out this. So congestive heart failure, CHF, if they've ever had it, select day one. COPD, this includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis, right? If they've ever had it, that's select day one coverage. Sleep apnea is also another one that I like to point out. If they've ever had it, it's select day one. Then we go into diabetes, diabetic coma, diabetes with insulin, peripheral vascular disease, neuropathy, retinopathy, or kidney disease. Again, this is ever actually, just disregard that within 2 years. If they've ever had it, they're select day one. And then the fifth one is heart attack or heart disease. Again, ignore that within 12 months. It is ever, and it is, again, select day one coverage. There's 5 real struggling. Those are conditions that are, looked at by a lot of different companies as not being select day one, right? Boss is calling me here, so we're going to let that go. You guys are more important than him right now. So, those are 5 conditions, guys, that are going to give you a better rating than, I would say, I'll draw back 95% of the companies out there. I think there may be a company that might be equal to us, maybe in some of those, but guys, it might be 1 or 2, but you're not going to find very many that are going to give you day one coverage for a lot of those conditions.
Absolutely.
We get into things like unrelated medical conditions. So we look at these a little bit different than a lot of carriers. We separate them out. Unrelated conditions. You got this client who has COPD, diabetes with neuropathy, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease. Okay. You got that. You got all these conditions here, but they're all unrelated. So none of them affect each other, but they're all select in our underwriting guide. So if that Milliman report comes back clean, this client would get day one coverage. You would get select day one coverage. A lot of carriers are going to look at this and say, it doesn't matter if they're related or unrelated. We have 4 conditions here. We're going to put you in an ROP or a graded, right? It's going to jack up the premium when you could come over here to Transamerica and write it and get day one and get the client a way better premium and might be able to get them better coverage, or more coverage, right? We have this client who has diabetes with neuropathy, lupus, and emphysema. Again, all unrelated. So if the Milliman report checks out, these are all select in our underwriting guide. So this client would get, again, select day one coverage. And we have my last one here for unrelated. We have congestive heart failure, which is going to put a lot of your clients, even with that, in a RLP or graded with any company right now. But we have congestive heart failure, and this is not just congestive. He has Parkinson's, depression, and Crohn's disease. Guys, again, all select in our underwriting guide, all unrelated. If their Milliman report comes back clean, this guy, again, would get select day one coverage with Transamerica. Right now, the one thing you do have to watch out for is our hospital. We are, strict. I'm making it seem like we'll take anybody, right? But there are things like alcohol and drug abuse that we don't fare well with. Cancer. You have to be like 4 years clean to get select, right? If you're 2+, you can get graded, but 4 years, so cancer we're not good with. And hospitalization we're a little tough on. We say 2 or more nights within 12 months is a decline, right? So when you're looking at things like CHF, heart attack, stroke, if they've had a hospital stay 2 or more nights within the last 12 months, it's going to be an automatic decline, right? But then you look at the bright side and you say, well, if they've never been in the hospital, they're good. If they've been in the hospital for just overnight in the last 12 months, they're okay. And if they've been in the hospital for 2 or more nights, but it's after 12 months, right, they're select as well. So we have a lot of upside to that. But when you run across those guys with CHF and stuff, and they've been in the hospital for 2 or more nights within 12 months, again, you got to watch that. It's going to be a decline when it comes to that. Where we made some significant changes is our related, like our comorbidities, our related medical conditions. Take a look at this list of 14 combos that we see here of related medical conditions. This is how we looked at them about, it's been like 3 months ago, maybe 4 at this point, since we made these changes. But look at this. You see here, guys, you have some really crazy conditions. You're getting graded, decline. You look at this list and you're like, most carriers are looking at these same things the same way. There might be a few you might get through, right? But not very many. Well, we want to earn more of your business, guys. This is part of our underwriting saying we want more of your clients, even your unhealthy ones, but we want to earn that business. We want to earn more of your healthy business as well by earning this unhealthy with our process, our underwriting, our instant decision, our text to sign feature, all these things. We're making this really, really good for you guys, not only to get your unhealthy clients in, but to get your healthy clients in as well. Once you learn our process and you see how easy and quick it is. But guys, these underwriting changes are going to drive, I hope, more of your business to us. Look at this. These top 4 were graded. We can give you select on every single one of those, right? Those are some big ones too. We're getting some big ones here in a second, but you have COPD and stroke. You have CHF and diabetes. You have diabetes and stroke, right? We're giving you them day one coverage. Again, you have to watch the hospital deal. If they haven't been in the hospital for 2 or more nights in the last year, then they're going to be select day one coverage. We get the next 4 here. They show declines. We're going to give them to you as graded, and then 1 select. And that's throwing things like diabetes and renal failure in there, which I was in the field. That's always a decline. We're giving it to you graded. And if you guys haven't run our graded rates lately, please do. We just made some updates on July 17th. We repriced those graded rates. So July 17th of this year, we did some repricing to our graded. It was astronomical, right? Now we are more competitive with those GI carriers. And what, again, separates us from those GI carriers, again, our rates are going to beat them or be competitive with them. But again, even with the graded, you're getting that, Everest plan where you're not getting with the GI. So that's a benefit to your clients. Now with our graded plan, having that Everest plan there over a GI and being more competitive rate wise. Now, Brent, I have something amazing for you here. These last six, I mean, you see these last six combos, right? These are some
I
pretty
do.
crazy combos, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
you're looking at decline for a lot of carriers when you get to that level of unhealthiness, unfortunately, with a client. So, Brent, if I could tell you I could get you graded for these, would that even be like, would it be like, okay, we could do that?
Oh, it definitely spark an interest.
But what if I can do one better and get you select, man, on every single one of these combos?
Listen, that's a
That,
game changer. I know,
that's
I
game
know,
changing.
I
You're
know
right.
a couple people right now that's got some cases that fall within those categories.
Awesome. That's what we're saying. We
Yeah.
we game changing underwriting right now, guys. This is what we're doing. We know we're going to get this business, and we're okay with it, right? That's why we did the changes. But we want you to try our process, right? Because our process and our app and everything is so clean and so smooth and so fast that you're going to fall in love not only with our underwriting, but with the process. And your client's going to love it too, on how easy it is for them to sign when I show you the 6-digit code coming up here in a few minutes. But again, you do have to throw the hospital in there. So remember the hospital when you're talking CHF, stroke, heart attack, those things. Just remember, 2 or more days, 2 or more nights within the last year, they're going to be a decline. So that would change a lot of these right to a decline if that's the case. But if not the case, they would get select. We did some huge changes, right? We did, 14 of these, right? We looked at this on the old rates, right? Or on the old, how we looked at it old wise, right? 2 months, 3 months, 4 months ago, whatever it was. 14 of these, 14 or 4 graded, 10 decline. Now changed to 11 select and 3 graded. That's huge changes right there, guys. So big things on the underwriting side. I know I have like 5 minutes left, and I want to be respectful of your time here. I know it's recorded too, so if you have to drop off, I'm sure Brent and the team have it available for you to jump back on and watch.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go through a couple more things that might run over 5 minutes, but for those you have to jump off, even if you had to jump off at the top of the hour, you definitely, they'll get it out to you. You can get this and listen to it afterwards. But let's talk about where you can go to write this application. Now that I got you all intrigued to write it, let me show you where you can go. You can go out to our portal. It's secure.transamerica.com. Okay, secure.transamerica.com is our portal, right? And we made it really easy and convenient out here, right? You log in one time, right? You're logging in using one username and one password, right? And you have access to everything that you need right here. You can see it. This is my agent portal. So you can see you got 10 different tabs here. I'm not going to go through them all. I want to point out the ones that you need. And the one that you need the most right now regarding the product that we're talking about is this tab right here. It is the name of our product, right? Transamerica FE Express Solution. Okay. I know a lot of you are used to going to this iGoE app, and you still can, right? You can illustrate our products outside of the FE Express, so what I'm talking about today. You can illustrate all the rest of our products out here, our term, our IUL, our old final expense, and our lifetime whole life. And you can write all those products on the iGoE app. For this product we're talking about today, the FE Express solution, it's on a whole new platform, and it's under the tab that says Transamerica FE Express Solution. Again, it's the name of the product. You can't miss it out there. If you just simply launch that tab, it takes you right out to a portal where you're going to be able to quote, do a risk assessment, and write the application all in that one portal. Okay, you can do everything right out there. It makes it really easy and convenient for you, but make sure you're going to that right tab. So make sure you are going to the Transamerica FE Express solution to write this product. Everything else is done on the Life Illustrator and the iGo app. Okay. Everything outside of the FE Express, this new one that I've been talking about, showed you a lot about today, that's where you're going. Okay. Now, where can you go to practice this at? Because that's always nice to be able to practice the application before you talk to a client. Well, you can go out here. It's and I can actually I'll share this link in the chat here for you guys. That way you can snag it off of there if you want. But you can go out to this portal. This is our Transamerica FE Express Solution Toolkit portal. It's basically a portal you don't have to log into, right? So you can use this as a recruiting platform. For you guys there at Eldercare, you can send this out to recruited agents that you want to take a look at this. For those of you on the call today that are recruiting agents, you can utilize this as well to share with your agents. Again, you don't have to log into it, but all you're doing when you go out here is scrolling down. You're going to see these kind of like I don't know what you want to call them, these tablet-looking things out here. But if you go to training resources and go down to the bottom, there's a brokerage tan link there. If you click on that, it takes you out to what looks like to me a CE course. Being in the insurance industry for 19 years, it looks like a CE course. It's not a CE course. You don't have to take this to write the app, right? But it is nice to have for you guys to go through. It gives you really a high level view. You can start the course and it has a couple of sections. Gives you a high level overview on everything. The FE Express solution, the digital experience, right? You can go out here separately and click on each two and find out more information on those. But for you guys today, in the second section, we have an in-person sales sandbox practice feature, and we have a remote virtual sales sandbox feature. So whether you're in person or virtual, we have a sandbox for you to practice, what that looks like, right? And our in-person signature method is super easy and very easy to follow, right? So is now our virtual, but since it's brand new, I do want to show you what this virtual, over the phone signature process now looks like. So let me bring that back up on the screen. So guys, this is how easy our virtual has gotten now. I know the last time I did this, our virtual signature was a little different. It was a little more difficult. It's a couple of steps, right? We have made it so easy. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3, right? You get to this screen on the app. You choose text message or email. You can choose both, and they work the same way, and I'll explain both. But you choose text message. What it's going to do is going to send 2 text messages simultaneously to your clients. And it's going to come from a 469 area code, which is important to let your clients know, right? So they know it's not just some spam text. It's from a 469 area code. You're going to get 2 of them simultaneously. One's going to have a 6-digit code. The other text is going to have a link. Okay? You're going to tell them to open up the text, one of those 2, and give you the link. Okay? When they give you that link, you're going to go back to the application and you're going to read them this script, put that code in here, and then you're going to agree and sign for the client right there. That's it. That's how easy it is, guys, right there. So again, to go over that again, you're going to select text. It's going to instantaneously send 2 text messages simultaneously to your clients from a 469 area code. They're going to get a code and a link. They're going to give you that link. You're going to read them this script, check the box, put the link, put the code in, and then sign for them. And then they can go back in their text if they want and click on that link. All it's going to do is give them those PDF pages of the application they can review if they want. But as of you putting in this code and signing, you're ready to move forward with the application. That's all you need. And you're going to do that 2 times. You're going to do it once about 2 to 3 minutes into the application to do the MIB and the script check to get you that instant decision. And it's going to give you one at the end of the app so that we can verify, beneficiaries and have authorization to draft from the bank account, right? Because you're going to see as you go through our app, right? All we want is personal health and lifestyle questions before we do the signature process to run the MIB. Then they're instantly approved. Then you go through the remainder of the app and get the beneficiary, the payment method, the banking info, all the stuff that you need after they're approved. That's how simple and quick our app is. 8 minutes to do the whole thing, 2 minutes to get that instant decision. You're doing 2 of these and putting in 2 different codes to agree and sign for both of those areas. Now, with the email, it's the same thing, right? They're going to get 2 emails simultaneously. One's going to have the code, one's going to have the link. They open up their email, give you the code, and you again read them the script, put the code in, and agree to sign. So it's just as easy with email. It's just, do they have access to email? Whatever. If not, they can use the text message, right? So that's how easy the signature process is. Just to give you guys a brief overview here, I want to share a few things that we're changing. So coming around here, probably in the next, by the end of the year or sooner, right? Right now, when you're writing this app, we do not take third-party payers, and the owner, insured, and payer must be the same, right? That's at time of application. Now, once you complete the app and it's instantly approved or instantly, decision, they have the app, and then we draft the first time. After we draft, then you can call into customer service and you can change to a third-party payer. You can change the owner or the payer if you'd like, right? You can do those things after the fact. So within the next, hopefully next 60 days or by the end of the year, this will be allowed to be done at time of doing the application, which will be nice. I know that sometimes it's something that comes up, that the kid wants to pay for the mom, or they want a different owner, things like that, right? The husband wants to be the owner-wise policy. Those things happen. They come up. Right now, they can't happen initially. They can happen after the first draft, and here by the end of the year should be able, again, to happen at issue then. Also, if you got, I know I gave you my contact info and my team, but for this application and this portal, right? Once you start the app, doesn't mean I can't help you, but this is the number you should call first, that 800-453-1448. So once you dive into that Transamerica FE Express portal, so once you launch that, everything from there needs to go through this FE Express support number, that 800-453-1448. Right? If you have issues with them or have, obviously everything is not always rainbows and butterflies. We understand that. So if something does happen that you need some additional support, again, you can reach out to me and my team, and we can work with our FE Express team to help you. But they should be able to help you and support you with any portal issues, any application technical support, any enforce, claim support, all that stuff. They should be able to assist you with all those things. And again, if you need help, you can reach out to me and my team. Just last but not least, guys, I want to share that we have a convention every year, and we love to have some Eldercare agents on there for sure. Love to be face-to-face with you guys, enjoying some relaxing time on a beach in Cabo with a brand new Montage. Guys, this is going to be a trip that you're never going to forget, right? We only do one trip a year, right, for all of our agents. So when we do it, I know all these other carriers have these little ones, and you get a little bit of a peek at what they can do. Guys, I'm telling you, we pull out all the stops for one trip for our top agents. So we really, really roll out the red carpet and appreciate you guys and have phenomenal trips. So definitely try to get on this. Qualifications are for all of our products, right? So anything that you write with Transamerica and issue qualifies, and that goes through the end of the year. The convention dates are the 12th to the 16th of April, so mark those on your calendar. And all you got to do is an easy 100K to get there, guys. This will be a trip that'll be worth that 100K, I guarantee it. And right, I say it's our top trip, right? So that gets you qualified. You do got to be in our top 40 to 60 agents, but I will tell you, we do have agents every year that qualify that do between that qualification amount, that 100K, and even 200K. So if you are thinking, oh, it's a Transamerica top trip, they have 100,000 agents, how am I gonna make this trip? How much am I actually gonna have to do? Right? I'm telling you right now, guys, we have folks that make it just over that $100,000 mark. So you are definitely in the running, whether you think you are or not, and we want to be there to help support you and get you on that trip.
Hey,
Now,
this is to help get there.
What's that?
This is definitely a product to help get there.
Oh yeah, and definitely giving you more products to get there. So two things I want to finish with real quick. I want to finish with a launch of our IUL instant decision product, right, guys? That is coming here in the next month or two, right? I think by the end of October, we should be launching an IUL instant decision, which will be huge. It'll be on the same platform as SFE Express. Okay, so the app's gonna be a little bit similar to this. Obviously, there'll be a little bit more involved with some health questions and things for an IUL. So it's gonna be a little bit longer than that 8 minutes, but it'll be pretty quick. It will have the 6-digit code signature process that I showed you just a second ago, and it will have living benefits on it as well. So a lot of opportunities there. And as I'm talking about the IUL, I know some of you on this call write the IUL for us. And if you don't, you might want to. I know this says April through June, but I promise you that it's for Q3. We actually extended this to Q3 from Q2. But if you write in this month, I mean, you have a lot of time this month to do this. So, two scenarios here. If you are an agent that has not written an IUL with Transamerica since January 1st of 2022, go write your first one with us. It can be on yourself, it can be on your family member, it doesn't matter. It does have to be a minimum face of 100,000. It cannot be in the state of New York. But if you do write one, we're going to give you $500 bonus for writing your first one with us if you haven't written one since January 1st of 2022. Okay? And then if you were to write four more, we're going to give you $200 each for those next four applications for your second, third, fourth, and fifth one. So total, you could earn this month $1,300 in bonus cash on top of your commissions for writing Transamerica IUL if you haven't written one since January 1st of 2022. Now, for those of you that are like, well, I wrote one, a year ago or yesterday or a month ago, you're not out, right? You're not out. You can write 5 of them this month. Now, you are out on the $500 bonus, right? So you wouldn't get anything for your first one. But if you wrote 5 in total for your second, third, fourth, and fifth one, we're going to still give you the $200 each. So you could still get $800 in bonus cash for writing 5 IUL applications with Transamerica this month, right? I don't know if we're extending this to the fourth quarter. So this is the last month that it's there. So take advantage of it. I hate to jump off the FE Express because it's such a exciting product, but I wanted to make sure you guys that write IULs are in on this because you have 1 month left to do this. So definitely jump on and do that for sure. But Brent, that's all I have. I mean, I didn't see any questions in the chat. Did you have any questions come in?
So I've got a couple, not many. I answered one of them. It says, can we have a personalized URL for final expense to send to clients? I don't know if that was speaking more on the concierge portion or if it was on the actual product. So I did see that one, but I wasn't able to answer it. It's a personal
Yeah,
URL.
personal URLs we don't really do, but I will tell you for that Everest plan, um, to have it, you would have to go. I mean, just go purchase a small $5,000 final expense policy on yourself, right? That's the easiest way to do it. Then you get access to all the Everest, information, and I can jump on with Brent and the team. We can get our Everest contact on here and do a nice little 30-minute Everest training for you guys, which might be the next one we do. But if you
Absolutely.
easily buy a $5,000 final expense with us, you're going to have access to that Everest. And they do. So when they do buy an FE Express plan, they automatically get Everest, and Everest does reach out to them. So they reach out a few days after they have the plan, and will contact them directly and talk to them about Everest. And Everest also sends them a welcome package. It does take about 2 weeks to get to them, but they will get an Everest package with a lot of pamphlets, a lot of flyers. They do even get like 6 little cards that they can give out to their beneficiaries that have the Everest contact information on there, so their beneficiaries know what to do when their client or when their loved one passes away. So,
It's awesome.
but first, yeah, personal URLs, no, but you can get access to it by that, or you can contact the Everest team as well, and I can get them on and share all that information with you guys as well. So,
Let's see. How do you get the app? I think you answered that one. We definitely saw that.
which is
Um,
really
yeah. That says how are the TIAs handled. So, I think I can answer those once I speak
Okay.
to them. So, nevertheless, man, thank you for all the information. First and foremost, obviously myself, I know I've looked at the Express now. We worked with it a couple months back, and I know you guys did some revamping. Obviously, thank you for going into that because I know there's going to be those questions, right? I would definitely say the next webinar is really good for the concierge, but I definitely want to get into that Express UL. I've really been talking to a lot of people about that. So when you guys drop that, I definitely want to make sure we do something on that. But
Sure.
other than that, go ahead.
Oh, I said for sure. Yeah, we will. I'll definitely let you guys know when we roll out with the IUL and IUL instant decision and get that thing up in front of your folks as well. So,
Absolutely.
but again, thank you, Brent, for having me on. I appreciate all of you that
Sure.
joined today, and for those of you that had to jump off, hopefully you're able to rewatch this and get some additional exciting information. But yeah, let's communicate after this, Brent. If you have an attendee list, I would appreciate you send it over to me. That would
Sure.
be awesome and appreciated. And then we can touch base off of that on maybe having Everest on, and then go from there on even the IUL when that's going to roll out, and get me on for that too. So
Sounds good, man. I sure appreciate it, Jeremiah. And thank everybody for attending, of course. And you guys have a good day. Thank you, man.
yes, have a blessed week, guys. Talk soon.
Yes, sir.